Hi, this is Brian, and this is me on stage donating a check at a charity event in the Middle East. And these are the 477 stamps I have in my passport. And in just a minute, I'm going to tell you why this is important to you. And I'm going to go over the simple 3-step process I use to triple my income in 90 days while allowing me to travel to 45 countries and get my time back. And I know that's a huge promise. It may sound a little bit hypey, but I'm going to break it down really, really simply. And I'll show you a clear path how we've helped a number of other companies do the same thing, just like BB Anderson, and this was back in 2007, 12 years ago, no prior experience working in the Middle East. He built his company to $4 million of revenue in the first year in the country. So what are we going to cover today? The exact 3 steps you need to take to bring in consistent clients, and to really get the momentum train going up. And if you do these 3 steps correctly, you'll be ahead of 90% of your competition. I have been on a couple 100 coaching calls, and it's these same 3 things we go over and over and over again. A couple other things we're going to go over is the secret of building a business that allows for complete freedom, and how I doubled my business and still took 4 months off. And the last thing there will be a call to action at the end for a one-on-one business builder session. But even if you don't take me up on the session or with our team, you just implement this stuff, you're going to get a lot of value. Here's another example. Randy Hyden, when he started with us, $7,000 a month. He was stuck trying to do everything in his biz. No dependable process for growth. He doubled his business within 30 days and he reached $24,000 a month. Now, here is a little bit of a caveat. To make this work, you must be 100% committed to living life on your own terms. This isn't something that you can just, go out and hope you make happen, or hey, somebody's going to do it for you. No, you must be 100% committed to living life on your own terms. If you do that, you're going to get incredible results. But this is the disclaimer. I don't know who you are. I don't know your experience or what you're committed to doing. So everything here is for educational purposes. But if you take this information, it can change your life. And, at the end of the day, after talking with business owners in 50 different countries, I found there are 2 distinct types of businesses. One, a business that grows and has process and leadership, and they're able to do the things they want to do. And that was a picture actually in Bali with my wife and my, at the time, 7-month-old girl. And we've been able to travel, have a great time. On the flip side is a lot of people are on the hamster wheel and they just keep spinning around and they can't get off. And even if the income goes up, it just creates more and more and more work. They get exhausted, or they're just trying to hustle all the time to get everything done. And at the end of the day, why is it some people scale their business and create time, money, and location freedom while others grind 80 hours a week frustrated trying to get off the hamster wheel? And, before we get going, a quick about me. Who am I? I'm Brian from BD Growth Partners. I've worked with 2 billionaires, a prime minister, and over 12 heads of state. I've consulted in 15 countries across the globe, actually doing work in the countries. I've traveled to 75 countries myself, 45 with my 2-year-old daughter. I've owned and operated 5 businesses over $2 million, 2 in commercial cleaning, 1 in construction, 2 in management consulting. And I've helped over helped over 30 business break $1 million, all without being Insta famous, having a big Instagram, trying to impress people. Really my focus in life is helping people build businesses so they can do the things and have the impact that they really want to in their life. And these are just some pictures in South Africa, in Thailand, and then flying from Europe to Singapore. So, all right, so what's the difference? I mean, than what we do than everyone else. And I'm not some 20-something internet marketer promising 50 leads a week. Not selling you some short-term hack to solve all your problems or magical lead costs. And another thing, I've actually done it. I've grown multi-million-dollar business in multiple industries in multiple countries. And I'm all about principles that work regardless of the market, regardless of anything going on, instead of tactics that are really short-term that you can make some good money with, but leave you on the hamster wheel or scared because you realize it's not repeatable. All right, So let's get rolling on this stuff. So the truth about today's market. There's a lot of spammy rats causing LinkedIn to restrict automation tools. You see a number of automation tools getting banned, and people are just tuning out more and more. It's not as simple as just send somebody a message, get a result. And it's really hard to get attention because of the noise online right now. Everybody has learned that you can send out a bunch of messages really, really easy. So there's a ton of noise. You just see more and more hype out there. And recent Facebook changes make it harder to win clients. And it was just recently reported they may ban webinars because that business model isn't great and they haven't, users don't have a great experience. And so a low barrier to entry really creates extreme competition. This copy and paste business model no longer works. Copy and paste worked 4 or 5 years ago online. Even 2 years ago, you could get some results. Now it just doesn't work. Okay, so how do you overcome the noise? We're just going to break it down and give it to you right here. Here's all you need to do is one, build a 3-part foolproof system. And we're going to go everything you need to do to build that system because it's so simple. And then what you need to do is create simple machines to deliver this system. And then the last thing you need to do, just like any good business, is protect your asset. And we'll explain what it means to protect your assets, protect your sales process, and your business. You do these 3 things, you are going to crush it in business. You're going to be able to get a whole lot of momentum going. So the foolproof way to acquire clients. And just, a little bit of this, I used this to go from a janitor to creating my first $200,000 a year profit in 2007 at 25. And this is where I went consulting around the globe. And it's going to make really clear sense of how this worked. And this is what you need to do is 1, find out what the market wants. And a lot of people think they know what the market wants, but just listening, do a good job, find out what the market wants. 2, figure out how to get it. Do the work and figure out how to get it. Most people try to try all these marketing tactics. Just figure out how to get what the market wants and then give it to them in a unique way. I know it's pretty simple. It's almost, and that's why I call it foolproof. If you do this right, you will win. And 95% of companies don't do this well. And the thing to think about is with high-end clients, and Elon Musk said it best, you are paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problems you solve. So think about that. If we go back to that slide, you're paid in direct proportion to how difficult of a problem you can solve and how much competition there is and how you can defend off the competition. This is why Elon Musk has been so successful. He solves, difficult problems that other people can't. And there's an easy way that you can do the same thing in your business. Okay, so to find out what's missing in the market, I'm going to walk you through an example of how simple this could be. I was a janitor in debt making $12 an hour in 2007. What did I do? I found a big problem in the market. There was a consulting contract paying $15,000 a month in Erbil, Iraq. And what was interesting, it was asking for a bunch of high-level skills, a number of things. But what was the problem? Is everyone was scared of being in a country of war. So this was the market misbelief that was happening. It was really interesting everybody's, oh, that's great money. And they're like, oh, it's a war country. This could be dangerous. It's not worth it. I don't want to do that, or I can't do that. And you just think about this happens every day in the market. So here's what research showed. And I did a lot of research here. It was in a mountain region, very, very safe. In the region, I knew some people over there and got a lot of feedback. There's been less bombings in the Middle East than London in the last 10 years. You wouldn't think about that. Middle East, you think Northern Iraq, all these bombings unsafe, less bombings than London. And it was well protected by U.S. and South Korean forces at the time. Now, what this left me thinking, as soon as I took this contract and I went from $12 an hour to literally $15,000 getting deposited in my bank account in just a few weeks, is it really that simple? Is life really that simple? I started traveling the world and I was like, is life really that simple? And then ultimately, this turned into a $25,000 a month and taking 4 months off a year. Now, you're paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problems you solve. And here's the thing, it doesn't mean it has to be difficult for you to solve. And this is the real takeaway here. It doesn't mean it has to be difficult for you to solve. It just has to be difficult for the rest of the market to solve. And if you can figure that out, that is foolproof for being successful and protecting your success over time. It's seeing the entry point, the value there, and going through it. Now, once you have that, and once you have what the audience wants, use simple machines to create leverage. And these simple machines, this is a really, really interesting concept that I think is really important. And if you've ever heard the term of pushing rope, and if you've ever tried to push rope up a hill, it's impossible. It just gets soft. It doesn't go anywhere. And that's what most people do when we're hustling, is we can go as far as we can hustling, but ultimately at the end of the day, we are pushing rope. But what you really need in business and a simple machine is a fulcrum. So with this simple machine, we're using a fulcrum, and we're able to lift a boulder that weighs 10 times more than we weigh if we put the crowbar in the right spot and we lift up. Now, that's when you want to scale and move forward. Is all about using simple machines. And simple machines, a machine with few or no moving parts that is used to make work easier. And it provides a mechanical advantage over trying to do it on your own. Now, most people don't have simple machines in their life. Now, there's 6 simple machines in the world. There's 6 different simple machines we help businesses implement. And you just look at these: an incline plane, wedge, screw, lever, pulley, wheel and axle. These are basics. And the thing is these are basic things that we know because we're living in the world. Now in business, this concept, people don't use these same simple machines, and they don't know how to use them to get results. So you can produce results far greater than somebody that may have 10, 20, 30 years more experience than you, if you can figure out how to make them work. And really they're useful because they reduce effort, extend the ability of people to perform tasks beyond their normal capabilities. And this is what I found out in the Middle East, is when we were able to keep growing companies and on these consulting contracts, is with the right machines, we were able to grow far past my capability. And it was really, really enlightening for me. And what I want to show you right now is just a simple client acquisition machine that you can implement right now in your business. I'm going to walk you through it. We're not going to try to sell you some magic here. I'm just going to walk you through it and give it to you. So all you have to do, find the target prospect, the 3-part foolproof system we talked about at the start. And then for this, we use a 7-step prospect messaging, which is 200 plus touches a day on LinkedIn, cold email, or whatever platform. You get that many interactions a day. And then it's really, this prospect interested, yes or no, interested, 15-minute discovery, deep dive consultative selling, or becomes a client. The other route you can do, if the prospect's interested, you can do an educational video. This would be an example of an educational video. And you're helpful. You don't have to try to sell and push things. You tell them exactly what it is you do. You walk them through, and they either want it or they don't. It's really, really that simple. And here's some results of just developing these simple client acquisition machines. So one, I built a commercial cleaning business to $3.2 million of revenue. A consulting business, we built 4.3 million internationally, and we have over 30 case studies of results that are extraordinary. Now, we just take that, we go out and you look at that simple machines. Now, here's what happens is a lot of people will teach you how to get these simple machines. You may have a simple machine, and what we have to do is protect it and make it safe to be successful long term. If you ever went through and you get something going and you get a little nervous, there gets competition, well, if you don't know how to protect that asset, you're afraid of competition. For us, we love competition because we know we can protect our asset and go out and make a move. So to fend off competition in today's marketplace, here's what you got to understand. One, supply and demand. This is, sales and marketing is not all about all these manipulation tactics or what everybody else teaches you. those gurus that are just garbage, that they have to teach you these complex things to sell and try to create value, and it just leaves their wheels spinning. I've seen that. It's just a mess. But if you can understand supply and demand in a market and figure this equation out for your business, you will crush it. And then the other thing you have to do is be meaningfully different than your competition. This is another part that when you can figure out meaningfully different to your client than your competition, you will win. And this is probably one of the most misunderstood things is people will talk about results or anything like that, but what matters to the client at that time? And what are they going through and how can you be meaningfully different? And then the other thing you do is attack the competition weakness when possible. And, people are like, you're always playing your own game and things along those lines. You're not, but you understand competition, you rise to the top and you realize you're going to be able to do things that your competition will not be able to do. And if you figure those things out, that's just what you market to, and it's a really easy way to win. I'm going to give you an example here. Just with our company and our marketing company, I own a couple different companies, but the marketing company is a really good example. Is one, understand supply and demand. It's incredibly competitive in the sales and marketing industry. If you've watched this far, there's a good chance you've seen 20, 30 videos of people talking about crazy promises, take you to, $0 to $1 million with no work. Possibly you might even have bought one of those and you're a little bit bitter. A good portion of clients are bitter because they bought that, they didn't deliver results. It happens all the time out there. And really, you can't win by being louder in this market. You can't just scream at the top and say, I can get these outlandish results. At some point, that doesn't work. No one listens. Meaningfully different. We have 10 years of experience in this specific industry. I have 15 years of experience in consulting. We built 5 businesses over $2 million ourselves, and I'm an expert in human performance. I've spent a lot of my time having to figure out how to help people win in the most competitive market. And most people out there right now, we know guaranteed leads. Hey, we'll make sure we get you enough leads, get one a day. We'll charge you $1,500, $2,500 a month, and we'll promise you one lead a day, but they don't really know business. And it's just a killer because they don't understand that like a lead is not a lead. A lead is a possibility, but you also have to take people and close those leads. So what we really do when we attack the competition here is we do guaranteed sales or we work for free if until we do. And no one makes that promise for a couple of reasons. One, due to lack of skills, and people don't understand that like there's a lot more involved to actually closing a deal and making a sale than a lot of people care to admit. So what do? We're experts at this, and we say, hey, guess what? I'm going to sit and stand with you in the fire no matter what happens until you close that first deal. And if it doesn't happen, I'll work for free and I'll put my skin in the game until you close that first deal. And I know we can do it. We've done it so many times, and that's our promise. And it's just uniquely different in a world that everybody's selling leads. You're just not working hard enough. You see all that if you bought that and haven't got results. We just put our feet in the fire because we know, and no one else is going to do this. So it allows us to really just go out after our competition of all these crappy lead generation companies, that are promising weak leads, but then they're arguing, what's a good lead? It's just a mess. So anyways, now I don't want to harp on that, but I want to really bring all of this into summary. This is the 3 things you need that are needed to win in today's market, the right message, the right machine, and the right asset protection. And if you can figure that out, how to protect your asset well, you are going to grow. And once you have these in place, then you can do a lot of fun things and rapidly scale your business. But these are the 3 things you do. You're going to win day in, day out in your business. And, with that, you just really decide which one do you want to be. If you implement those 3 pieces, you're going to be able to travel. You're going to be able to do the things you want. You're going to make great money. I've traveled to 75 countries, a lot with my family. That's just what I desire. But you might want to buy boats, whatever it is. I mean, I don't care and I don't judge what people do, just that they're able to engage in life and do the things they want to be. Without them, people are just constantly on that hamster wheel going backwards, getting tired and worn out in their business. They're like, what did I get into business for? It's easier to work a job. Now, to do this, you can do a couple things to get this in place. You can take the long way, which is you can take the information that I've shared here, you implement it, absolutely you're going to get results. It's going to work. It's not like I withheld some piece of the puzzle to try to sell. Go take it. If you can do that, it's going to help. But that's the long way. Or you can take the straight line as go exactly where you're at to success. And it's really at the end of the day is which one do you want to do? Do you want to just go like, hey, I'm here now. This is a great offer to get to point B, and you're going to support me along the way, and you're going to help me make it as fast as possible. For me, my belief is time is money, and I just try to get everything done as fast as possible so I can hang out with my family and go out and do the things that I want to do in the world and have the impact that I want to have. And our best clients in the world want to do that same thing, and we just work hard together, make it happen, and get results. Now, if you want that result, if you want more leads and sales, if you want better profitability, and you want to systematize and remove yourself from the business so you can go out and live life on your own terms, have a great time, and work towards that, then I would love to have me or somebody on my team talk to you. One of the people that we've worked with, again, BB, he went into a country. He was nervous. Hey, how do we make this work? And at the end of the day, we were able to go from $0 to $4 million and do it on back-to-back years. It was really, really incredible. So if you're interested in this, here's how the process works. All you got to do is, fill out an application below to the best of your ability. I always give preference is given for more detail. Here's the thing is I'm super serious about anybody that comes into our world helping. And if somebody reaches out for help, the people that are the most committed, that I find, sharing great detail and they're just 100% honest and authentic, are the easiest to get results for. And we get fired up about helping those people. And what's going to happen is you'll speak with me or somebody on my team. It'll be a 45-minute call. One, we'll gain clarity, what the next steps are. We're going to figure out where the breakdown is. And if we think we can help you or we're a good fit to get you to the next level, we'll extend an offer to help. Something earlier this year, we helped Tommy. He was in a spot struggling to grow sales consistently. He tried figuring it out on his own. He tried going out and cold email and doing a bunch of things, and really with no luck. In our first 75 days together, he's able to add $250,000 of revenue that absolutely changed the game for him. So anyways, who is this a good fit for? One, if you're consulting or service-based business and you're committed to growth, and you currently have some clients, or you've been successful in the industry in the past. You want to build a sustainable and scalable business. Business owners who know they need systems in place and want help doing it. And last, people that are willing to do whatever it takes to go out and to find freedom. People that know that, hey, they have more potential and they're going to do what it takes to fulfill that potential. Who's not a good fit? If you're a startup or no experience in the industry, there's people out there that are much better to help you in this spot. Is just not a great fit for this program. People who like to bounce around and try a bunch of things. Not somebody, if they don't want to go follow the process and make it work, definitely not a good fit for. People who are employees or aren't actual business owners, it's just harder to help. And the last one is anyone not focused on their own personal development. And the reason why this point is people are going to grow and get results. And to sustain this and really change your life, something I've learned from working around the globe is it's incredibly important to work on your own personal development. Okay, so if you like what you've heard, here's what you need to do. Click on the link below to apply now and go fill out the application, and then we'll schedule a call. Look forward to talking with you. Just one note, we have limited capacity due to the high attention to detail required to get results. And just being 100% authentic here is when you go and you're going to stand in the fire and do whatever it takes to get people clients, that isn't just a simple like a little bit of effort. Our teams, we choose to be really, really focused on a small amount of clients and transform their lives. And that's just how we're built. We're built like a family with those types of relationships involved. So you're going to get a lot of one-on-one help, and you're going to be able to pick up the phone and get a hold of anybody so you can get to the next level. So anyways, if you decide to take a call, look at our schedule call. Awesome. If not, take these 3 steps and implement it in your business, and it will make a huge difference. Hope you're having a great day, and we will talk soon.